come here every morning at 8 and they leave by 6. So we have a very limited time with them. And sometimes many of them come from challenging backgrounds, so where they are not able to pay school fees in time. And because of that, it presents even a further challenge. Not only is he a day scholar, you have limited time, you just have about 8 hours with him. Then even those 8 hours, sometimes they have challenges. They are not able to come to school maybe because of school fees. Remember, Mbale says is a non-use school. We are the only non-universal education or non-upheld universal post primary education and training school in this region. I think we are only two. Apart from Mbale High School, we are the other school that government does not give grants of USE or upheld. So that means we depend entirely on the parents. So when the parents are not doing well financially, the school is also not doing well. So that limits our capacity to perform. But nonetheless, in spite of those various challenges, we have tried to mitigate, and that's why we compete. We compete favorably. In fact, I think one of the other highlights that I didn't talk about was in 2019 when the New Vision published a story, and the headline said that how top schools shared the government sponsored medical courses on government sponsorship, and Mbale was number 2 in 2019, only second to St. Mary's Chitende.
That was quite the achievement, given our circumstances.
That morning when someone, the former head teacher, called me very early in the morning at 6 and said, "Have you read New Vision?" I said, "No, I know. Normally, it is bad news that makes news." The people in the journalism and the mass comm will know it is only bad news that makes news. Because no one is going to say that you are smart and you say that is news. No, probably if you are shabbily dressed, you may make news. So when he called me, when Mr. Kula called me that morning, when he had now become commissioner and I was the head teacher, said, "Have you read the New Vision?" I said, "No." My heart kind of dropped a bit, and I said, "Now what is it again? This must be something nasty." I said, "No, you check, get New Vision and check. Let me send you." He sent me a snap pic. So when I read the story was very, very inspiring. He said, St. Mary's Chitende, Mbale and Mbale Hillside, and in Ganamata and Namgongo were the top schools that shared the highest number of students that went for medicines that year. Who were we in that? Listen to those 3 schools I've talked about: St. Mary's Chitende, Mbale Hillside, and in Ganamata and Namgongo. Those are all private schools. They are all boarding schools. They are all schools in the central region. Okay? All those schools pay school fees probably above 2 million per term. Mbale by then we were paying 250,000 shillings per term. We increased a little. Currently we are paying, some of our students are paying 390, others are paying 450. So with 250,000 shillings then, we were able to become number 2 in taking students on medicine in the public university. That was extremely inspiring. So that's one of the highlights, and that's what makes Mbale, in spite of the challenges that I've talked about, still we do excel. But supposing we did address the challenges that we have, I think the sky would be the limit.
Yes, thank you so much for that insightful view. We are going to go into commercial break, but when we return, we are going to ask the head teacher why Mbale. Okay, welcome back, members, from that commercial break, and we're back in the studio with the head teacher, Mbale Secondary School. And he's still telling us more about Mbale Secondary School. Sir, you did mention that one of the challenges is the high population. I think it's a good challenge. I want to know why. Why do these parents, why does the community trust you so much with the education of their children? What is a good education? I want to assume that you provide it. Okay? So what is a good education to you, and why does the community trust you so much with the education of their children?
Thank you so much, Great. That's a good question. What is a good education, and why do parents or our community trust us with their precious children? All of us shall probably realize that children, especially when they become teenagers, when they reach the age of 13 upwards, up to 20, because in the secondary school we are dealing with children between 13 years and 20 years. They are purely teenagers, and these adolescents. They're adolescents, and they have all the adolescent challenges. So we are the teachers are specially trained. They have special skills to handle. With experience and training, they can handle those people quite well. The reason why Mbale is the first school of first choice for many parents is, number one, I think, before we even talk about academics, is the discipline of the learner.
Yes, the school.
Yes, we pride ourselves in our discipline, the discipline of our learners, the discipline we try to inculcate in them. We know that a person is a product of their nurture and nature. That is the genetical whatever code he is born with, or she, and then the environment he or she grows in. So we as a school provide the nurturing. We know that they only have this chance with us. Once they get out at senior 6 or senior 4, they will not have another opportunity for anyone to help them grow into responsible citizens. So we emphasize this discipline a great deal. We actually emphasize it even more than academics or even finances. Because we know with the discipline, academics will come naturally. You cannot excel academically if you don't have discipline. So the reason why people choose bias is, number one, is the discipline of the student. Then number two, of course, that follows naturally. There is the academic achievement or performance, the academic excellence. Then we don't stop there. Bias is endowed in extra co-curricular activities. We participate in all the aspects of co-curricular education that you can think about. Games and sports, debate, music, dance, drama, scouting, patriotism, sculpture union, it is name it. When you come here, we have close to 20 clubs that are student-led. And these are meant to bond students and also to train them into voluntary services and also teamwork, working as team, getting skills to organize themselves. These skills later on help them in life. That's why many of our learners have gone on to become entrepreneurs or succeed in the job market because they pick some of these skills here. So when you come here, every student has a choice to make in an area of interest. If you are not into drama, you are into music. When you are not into music, you are into dance. If you are not, you are in debating, public speaking, name it, scouting, patriotism, etc. So wildlife, environment, the list is endless. So if I were a parent here, where would you get this combination of these three? You're talking of academic excellence, you're talking of discipline, then you're talking of co-curricular. The things that are extra curricular that add on to the academics, that someone may have talent in, and that talent can eventually become a profession out there. So I think those are the tenets. But then even our centrality, we are centrally located in the city and very accessible. And with all the amenities you can think about, we have a modern library, we have modern labs, we have a modern main hall, our classrooms are smart classrooms, our teachers are retrained, given refresher training every other time so that they are able to handle our learners, using the modern teaching methods. So we really we are a package. The Baganda have a slang that they use that tumalayo. Okay? So they say like nothing more you will ask of Mbale when you bring your child here.
They are set for everything. They are an advantage in all ways. And even when they don't achieve academically, they can use their skills they picked up to make a living.
Mbale SS Television brings you exclusive updates.